Ambrose BackDoor SoHo. Grand Opening. Fine Art and Fine Dining. In association with the BackDoor SoHo Artistic Associates, Marshall Carter and Dark LLC, and the King of Hearts Art Collective, Ambrose is proud to present Ambrose BackDoor SoHo, a unique blend of contemporary art and fine dining experiences. Part art show, part dining establishment. Ambrose BackDoor SoHo capitalizes on the backdoor's rich art scene to provide diners a vivid sampler of the cutting edge. Patrons will be served a 4-course meal, inspired by contemporary backdoor dining, followed by a tour of an exclusive art gallery, curated by MC&D. Finally, the night will end with a live performance, featuring up-and-coming acts in the Anart scene. December 11th through the 14th, 2014. First Course: Scarlet Calamari, the servitor beast of the King of Dust and Blood, stuffed with finely seasoned breadcrumbs in a creamy tomato sauce. Wild caught. Each serving is another beast out of the seas. Oni corporate crostini, roasted pork belly, braised in a blood orange sauce, and garnished with pickled red onions, served on crostini. Locally sourced from the stress-free demon swine that eternally torment the executives of Oni Ironworks at their corporate headquarters. Margarita alla Lindholm, Sicilian pizza made with buffalo mozzarella and a creamy tomato sauce, topped with out-of-this-world fresh tomatoes and basil. Bred by reclusive parabotanist Stella Lindholm. Let the world melt around you with each taste. Second Course: Valstead Matzo Ball Soup, a unique, distinctly Nalkin take on an Ashkenazi classic. You won't believe you're eating Valstead meat moss until your flesh rejuvenates right before your eyes. Not recommended for pregnant women and cancer survivors, excepting experienced flesh crafters. Manhattan Shoggoth Chowder, the squirming, fascinating meat of a Shoggoth in a rich tomato broth. Comes with seasoned crackers. Watch your meal stuff itself before your very eyes. Disclaimer: as the Shoggoth our meat is sourced from remains alive, this meal is in violation of the 7th Noahide Law. The Perfect Waldorf, apples and grapes from the centennial trees of upstate New York's nameless forest. Mayonnaise sourced from the eggs of platonic chickens. Walnuts annually self-trimmed from living trees, dedicated to self-perfection. Anything to elevate the hidden gem of New York City to heights of perfection. Main Course: Delmonico Steak. Think you've had a Delmonico? Think again. Our Delmonico has been scientifically proven to not only taste better than, but be more of a Delmonico than those served at the Delmonico establishments of old. Proof available upon request. Parmigiana without equal. Eggplant Parmigiana, stuffed with chicken Parmigiana. Forever. It's stuffed all the way down. Disclaimer: this item physically should not exist. Order with caution. Primavera of the Old Gods. The vegetables in this dish, grown long before the advent of language, have no name. They make up for that with a distinctly unique taste. Want to know what the old ones ate like? Dessert: cheesecake. Focus on the cake, and don't worry about the cheese. Some things were never meant to be known by the sapient. Gluten-free. Black and white macarons. A decadent assortment of dual-flavored macarons, representing a variety of chocolates and vanillas from across time and space. Savor each bite. Who knows when the shifting tides of the here and now will force us to change the recipe. Golden apple crumble. There's nothing supernatural about these golden apples, but double-blind tests suggest even the gods can't tell a difference. Proof available upon request. Wine and Spirits. Clown Milk Egg Cream Bourbon. Don't let the name fool you. You'd be a clown to pass this delicious take on the NYC Classic Up. Bloody Mary on the Rack. Jalapeno-infused vodka base. Lindholm tomato juice. Garnished with a meter-tall, freestanding sculpture of the chef's choice. Golden Orange Cider. the signature drink of New York, from another time and another world. Because Ambrose strives to bring our patrons the best. Our oranges are guaranteed the mythological significance of that other world. Tickets, $249, plus $49 for access to the Violet Gallery. Opening night acts: House of Spades, Yellow Bass, Soprano, It's Free Jazz, The Music Machine, Luna Zapata. 4 out of 5 stars. Ambrose, as a brand, is particularly infamous for relying upon gimmicks in pursuit of customers. It's not particularly surprising, this far beyond the veil. It's hard to surprise potential consumers. Harder still to surprise a representative of Marshall Carter and Dark. Though I'm pleased to say I was pleasantly surprised with the novelty displayed within. In accordance to my strict DFH diet, the dishes that I ordered were the Scarlet Calamari, the Manhattan Shoggoth Chowder, the Primavera of the Old Gods, the Cheesecake, and the Golden Orange Cider. I'm pleased to report that not only was each course beautifully prepared, but that the establishment avoided falling to the shortcomings of a great many older DFAG establishments. I found the general gallery to be interesting enough, being a good mix of artistic medium and style. Of the selection, most would fit right at home in the den of a savvy collector. My only complaint was that, compared to the Violet Gallery, the main floor felt somewhat thematically haphazard. My biggest complaint largely regards the opening night music show. While I suppose a representative of Marshall Carter and Dark would be the last woman one expects to cry for artistic integrity, inviting an anti-capitalist art collective to such a naked display of conspicuous consumption was predictably disastrous. No matter how much one hid it underneath the veneer of, quote, performance art, unquote. House of Spades and It's Free Jazz in particular, groups which I have made my distaste for quite clear, worked rather hard to subvert the establishment ambiance. If not for Luna Zapata's hauntingly beautiful violin, I'd have written off the experience and told you, the reader, not to go. I suppose, however, that some art is just not for me. As an aside, the building appears to be haunted, which is always a plus. Coming off of Mrs. Zapata's marvelous rendition of The Devil's Trill, I witnessed a weeping woman disappearing into a wall. Abigail del Toro. 5 out of 5 stars. Certainly the art world of Earth is peculiar, though from testimony through fellow illuminated ambassadors, I had assumed it hostile and uninhabitable. Having no need for the primitive sustenance, I did not partake. The music felt pleasantly grim, and the various installations were delightful diversions, especially the intermittent fiddle, the chromatic vizier. Restaurant response: thank you for your patronage. Do note, however, that we did not schedule a fiddler during your visit. You likely heard the cellist. Food was fucking fantastic. I really don't expect much more from Ambrose than cheap gimmicks pandering to the lowest common regional denominator. But if there's one thing I can say about the food, is that it's nearly always good in spite of such. The art, not so much. In my time eating there, I counted no less than 4 performance artists, done up as famished specters straight out of one of those pretentious die-ins you'd see the liberals spawn over back in the 90s. Robert Stone. Restaurant response: that does not sound like the act we had scheduled for your visit. We'll investigate this matter further, but in the meantime, a reimbursement may be in order. 1 out of 5 stars. Alright, I tried, you know. To get into the art scene, not as an artist, but as a man who goes to art galleries. I want to have fun, you know. Not be bombarded with performative woke nonsense, spearheaded by some hack who thinks she's clever. I counted about 2 times where a woman with a violin would approach me, glare sternly in my direction, and play a, and admittedly rather not. Afterwards, I would be accosted by a series of, admittedly rather convincing actors, playing the role of, I don't know, Ghost of Christmas? All, quote, please don't turn off my heat, unquote, this, and give me 2 more weeks, unquote, that. Some naked attempt to tug at heartstrings. If I wanted to feel bad about dead poor people, I'd have seen the All Revenant showing a rent across the street. Food was alright, I guess. Yoshida Shoko. Restaurant response. We seem to be experiencing unexpected difficulties. Thank you for your patience. 1 out of 5 stars. Business is booming and, you know, I wanted to treat myself to a treat. I thought, hey, why not check out that new place? Because, you know, I like checking out the new places. And I'm pretty sure I'll die if I gotta eat any more Chinese food. Bad idea. To call this place a shithole would be an insult to every roach-infested shithole in this fucking city. The roaches down at the 1.618 bistro. They don't play the violin as they crawl the fucking walls. They're not covered in human blood, and they don't beg me not to evict them. I don't have to see my fucking servers chasing them with a fucking broom. Ion H. Christ. 1 star. Helen Post Review. Marcos Cohen. Restaurant response. We're sorry you feel that way. Please be patient. 1 out of 5 stars. Was anyone going to tell me the property was infested by an utter deluge of ghosts? Or was I just supposed to experience that for myself? Phi Rithapol. Restaurant response. Please do not slander our establishment. Wait for Stone to find a legal loophole out of a ghost accusation, then wait for him to draft a response. Restaurant response. Our account was hacked. The intern responsible has been fired. 1 out of 5 stars. Great, cool. Close my reservation because of, quote, ongoing ghost problem, unquote. It's not like I booked it 3 weeks in advance or anything. Fucking SJW. Too busy coddling a bunch of millennial crybabies who can't stand a little ectoplasm. Olive Garden would never do this to me. Uranium Empire. 0 stars. Holy heck! You just found yourself your very own Mrs. Gentrification by Gamers Against Weed. Learn your history, cause it's doomed to repeat. Who is Dr. Wondertainment? Find them all, and become Mr. Gamer. 01. Mr. Literal Serial Killer. 02. Mr. Normie. 03. Mr. Bernie Sanders. 04. Mr. Get Anything for Free in Any Shop. 20. Mr. Sex Number. 21. Mr. Heavenly Virtues. 22. Mr. Deadly Sins. 23. Mr. Original Character. 24. Mr. Dare. 25. Mrs. Gentrification. 26. Miss Mad About Video Games. 27. Mr. Meme. 28. Mr. Ominous. Discontinued. 29. Mr. Destiny. 30. Mr. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. 31. Miss Zapatista. 32. Mr. Hacks. 33. Mr. Just Has the Tattoo. 34. Mr. Top Text and Mr. Bottom Text. 35. Mr. Finale. Luna Zapata.